The peer-reviewed article mainly talks about some issues that are always being ignored when people want to market their new app to people. And the article mainly focuses on 10 issues that always being ignored. The first one is that your most important asset is people. So, and even when you find the right people, the hiring process is fraught with traps that can get your company into legal trouble. And so you should pay attention that don't ask questions in interviews that might be interpreted as discriminatory. And also you should remember to sign some standalone confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement with those employees that have access to your confidential materials. The second issue is that your next most important asset is intellectual property. And to make sure that you understand the difference between trademarks, copyrights, patents, and trade secrets. So in general, each of these intellectual property protects a specific type of material. The third issue is that founders don't see the world the same way as employees, which means while the founders always have a long-term point of view of the future, the employees, on the other hand, are more focused on the work right at hand. So maybe the motivation of the employee might just be a paycheck or on a regular basis. So there's a risk that the founder will get into a founder's bubble and assume that everyone is motivated in the same way and to the same degree as the founder himself. The fourth issue is that you should always read contracts. Even if the contract is very long and complicated, that means the other party has professional help. So you should also find professional help. You should always read contracts or you will be trapped in some legal trouble in the future. The fifth issue is about, it's our standard contract is rarely true. In negotiation, you will always face some companies that say this is our standard contract that can be changed. So you can almost always get a so-called standard contract changed in some respects. So it's an exercise in business negotiation, and it's best to get your most experienced negotiator. This could be your purchasing manager involved in the whole negotiation with other companies. The sixth issue is the dealing with piracy. And the seventh issue is to find out what people need and make it, and then tell them and get them to pay you. And that is the basic tenet of running a company and marketing an app. The eighth issue is to engage with a small number of proto customers. These proto customers can be industry influencers or some professional reviewers of your app or some very loyal fans. You should listen to their requests and make some responses to them. The ninth issue is about hire a salesperson early. Salespeople are a special breed. Good salespeople can connect with customers and potential customers to close deals. So they know how to listen and how to sell. So it is very necessary for you to hire a salesperson to market your app. The last issue is about financing the company. In most cases, there are two ways of financing. The first one is to self-finance, while the second one is to finance by outside investors. Since it is your own company, you should analyze the present situation of your company, and make the right choice. Well, the blog mainly talks about 7 effective ways to market your mobile apps. And the first way is called App Store Optimization, which means because most people nowadays use search as the most popular way to find an app in the App Store. Therefore, you should optimize your app's title, description, and keywords to improve the search ranking of your apps. Also, you should associate your content with a variety of keywords pertaining to the app itself and your business. The second way is to connect with social media. You should use these channels to spread the word, engage with users and potential users, and reply to their requests. You should also organize contacts that encourage people to share your updates. The third way is to build a standard and mobile-friendly website. A quality website will not only impress bloggers and journalists, but it will also give your audience a chance to take a look at the various features of your app during their decision-making process, which is very important. The fourth way is to create a press kit, which means in the press kit you should include attractive screenshots and the app's icon in various sizes, a press release detailing the history of the app, updates, and news, and make this app a press kit available on your website so that journalists and bloggers can download it easily. The fifth way is to reach out, which means to create a list of influential app review websites and plan a detailed outreach much before your app is launched. These reviewers always get lots of emails every day, and it is not an easy job for you to capture their attention in a few lines. Well, the sixth way is to stand out. You need to be creative and use various outlets to increase the awareness and spread the word about your app. The last way is to reward existing subscribers. You need to thank your loyal fans for using your app by sending push notifications to their phones, offering discounts, more lives in a game, and something like that. So the technology I choose is Facebook. Well, although nowadays a lot of people, instead of using Facebook, they choose to use Twitter or Instagram. Facebook, I think, is still a very effective platform for you to introduce your idea, and it is also a very influential place for you to interact with potential users and your fans. And also, a social media like Facebook can spread your idea very quickly, which can increase the exposure of the forthcoming app. So I think Facebook as a technology to marketing an idea is very efficient. So that's about it.